How are we all? And welcome back to another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. John, aka Whisky and Sound. So this week we're going to be looking at dram number 2, and that is from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society Gathering Tasting, or Gathering Tasting Pack, I should say, or Global Gathering Pack. I'll get it right the third time round. So last week we had it was distillery number 26, I believe, which for those of you that don't know which one that might be, and that was a very fun whiskey. So what are we going to roll with this time around? We have 4 more options left, so let's just get straight into it because I'm thirsty and I could really use big whiskey. So this couldn't have come at a better time. Right, my card selection. What's it going to be? Is it going to be Shiving Timbers? Is it going to be Twinning? Is it going to be Storm-Tossed Kelp on an Islay beach? That's really piqued my curiosity. Let's do that. So, Storm-Tossed Kelp on an Islay beach. So we already know that it's going to be peated because Islay. So let's grab that out of the pack. Society Cask number 53.332. So I'm already familiar with which distillery that is, which is Kalila. That is a what? Okay, so it is. Let's just put this away so then I can actually concentrate on this and read out to you what the notes actually are, instead of me being distracted like I usually am because I've got a attention span of a what was I talking about again? Who cares? Anyway, all right. So it's a Islay whiskey refill ex bourbon hogshead, and it is 11 years aged. And we're looking at 58.8%. So it was exactly what I was after. A far from lightweight. The description that they got here is the nose combined earthy and maritime features like kelp washed up on an Islay beach after a storm, with Hebridean backhouse thatch, beach bonfire embers and ash, licorice, lobster pots, and oyster sauce. Man, that sounds like it smells amazing. The palate has syrupy, nutty sweetness. Ooh, okay, so this is... Oh, so this gets me thinking as to what way I can already get kind of beer that I want to be going down. Or going down the path of, I should say. Syrupy, nutty sweetness. Maron's yeah, okay, fair enough. Burnt edge of pecan pie. Muscular smoke and medicinal element like TCP or Victory V's. Okay. The finish hinted at clove and molasses baked ham. Ooh, okay, fair enough. So we're getting potential rum notes on the finish. The reduced nose gave us a fried sage, menthol, savlon. Okay, so really medicinal, all right. And a seaside ice cream van with the engine running. Yeah, wasn't the engine running or engine switched off by any chance? Was on idle. I swear these notes are the greatest. Next to Jim McEwen's tasting notes, actually his nosing notes. SMWS notes are just like next level and then some again. Some of the like you read it and you're like, wow, what's the next chapter? Start reading again. Absolutely love it. So the reduced nose gave us fried sage, menthol, savlon, seaside ice cream van with the engine running. And I get why they'd say the engine running. So the complex palate included chicory bitterness, licorice comfits, jelly spogs, and sugar-coated fennel seeds, wasabi, bandages, peat smoke, and tar. This sounds epic. That sounds just absolutely amazing. Now let's see what I can come out with. I dare say it's going to be a lot more simplified than that. my tasting notes. If any of you, or for those that have been watching the series so far, you would have distinguished that I don't have that elaborate like a tasting note, vocabulary. So it is just going to be whatever I pick up on it to be. What it automatically pulls me into as far as maybe a memory is concerned, or just what I can associate it with as far as a food or just a whatever. But I tend to go short and sweet, so then that way it's easy for people to grasp onto, and probably easy for people to connect with as well. So don't get me wrong, these are amazing notes, and any of these notes will resonate with whoever. So, but for those that are just getting into whiskey and beer pairing, and you're watching me or you're listening to me read these notes now, you're thinking, man, I just want a whiskey and a beer, and that is it. That's why I'm going to give you my notes now. So, what I get on the nose, and that's just pouring it out now, so it hasn't had any airtime yet. I've added no water to it, knowing that at some stage I probably will, because it is cask strength, being 58.8%. So, oh yes, very nice, very lovely, and that's definitely um, definitely hogshead or refill ex-bourbon hogshead cask elements that I'll get on the nose straight away. So you'll get your vanilla notes, and the vanilla ice cream is there, but the salinity comes in from the Kalila, the earthy notes, the peaty notes, the smokiness isn't. It's not like in your face kind of smoke. It's like I'd almost say campfire smoke, like it's the remnants of a campfire, like by seaside. That's what I'm getting on the nose. So it's not like that's blowtorch, wet, damp peat moss right there in front of you. It's not that. Yeah, quite medicinal actually. This is so. And mentholy. Definitely get that note. I do get like peat ham stew kind of richness on the nose. So that's there's band-aids in there too, whilst we're talking about medicinal funk. Loads of I get like definitely pea ham soup or pea ham stew, whatever you want to call it, with mushrooms, like grilled garlic mushrooms. That's get that in on the into the equation as well. Running out of lung capacity again to breathe, like to nose in on this one, and that's when you know it's a really good whiskey, when you just like really try to breathe it all in. You're just like, damn it, I ran out of breath again. Yeah, good stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna have my sip and I'll let it air out a bit, and then if I feel the need to add some water to it during this little episode, then I will. I don't see myself adding water to it, but this bad boy sure has bag. Yeah, I was gonna say bad boy or bad girl, whichever way you want to roll with it. I'm gonna call this one a bad boy anyway, and that's not being sexist or anything. I'm just gonna call it bad boy. That's just usually what rolls off tip of the tongue. That's not moving anywhere. My goodness, that is gonna seriously, and I mean seriously, coat the palate. That is, if you can focus onto that, which you probably can. You can just see. Let's see if I can try to. No, that just completely hides it. Okay, so you need a dark background, but like you could probably notice right around there, the legs are just really like they're only just starting to slowly drip now, and the fire and fuel in between. So this is big, big pellet whiskey. That's what my expectation is now. So let's have a look at it. Mm. All right. Admittedly, that's my initial taste, and it's hot on the palate. I will say it's a little bit hot on the palate. Like, it's also my first drink for the night. So, or it's my first sip of the night, let alone my first drink of the night. So, I'm gonna let that one just shock the palate a bit and just wake it up. Yeah, really is a bad boy because you are showing no mercy at all on me. But now that I've had that on the nose, I'm starting to get like crustaceans. So I'm, starting to get, whether it be like that lobster or, like crayfish kind of note to it as well. So yeah, right. Definitely earthy. Definitely earthy. So this is big. It keeps on unfolding, which is awesome. Really nice whiskey on the nose. Palate. I dare say I'm probably going to need a little bit of water on this one too. So it's like a light metallic kind of like actually it's like a when you're reaching into like a leather pouch that you store all of your coins in, your old coins, and there's like a heap of 2 cent coins and 5 cent coins, and but the real 2 cent coins, the real old school, you know, yeah, them old nostalgic coins. That that metallic kind of nose is what I'm starting to get on this now. Yeah, it's a really weird one. And I dare say, I mean, look, it's a good weird one. Or sure say it's a quirky one, but it's one that, yeah, it. Now that licorice is starting to come through, all the star anise. All right, I'm going to attack this on the palate again, and then I'll know what beer I'm wanting to go. Like I've got a rough idea what it's probably going to need. I dare say it's like at this kind of ABV, I'm going to be looking for something to cut it a bit, just to see if I can pull out anything from the back end. So definitely something solid, and I'm starting to lean more towards the stouts already, like an imperial stout, something big. But I'll see what I've got in my fridge as well. So because I know I've also got to do a little bit of shopping as well and pick up some more beers. But I've got a few there that I know I can still work with. All right, let's stop dawdling around. Let's see what I can come up with. Hmm. Hmm. All right, that's a lot better now on the palate. The front palate cops an absolute smashing. And it's just like, whoa. All right, big is big, and the finish is still going. Yeah. All right. Cool. So that's really oily and and creamy and just moreish. It's yeah. That's big. That is a big whiskey. Bloody hell. That is insane. That is massive. All right. I think I know what direction I'm going to go with this one. Let's pull out a. It's definitely going to be. Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to pull out now. Right. Let's see how this behaves. It is a right. So Tinnies raspberry choc milk stout. And the reason why I've gone down this path now is I haven't tried this one before, so it's going to be a good little test of me too. I'm hoping it's going to cut some of that. Maybe it'll. I'm hoping that this is really going to tame this one down a bit because it is quite big. So and then in taming it, hopefully the milk stout just kind of just soothes it down, and then if there's any fruits in the back end or whatever, if there's any citrusy notes or whatever may be happening in the back end, I want to see what that's all about. So let's give that a crack. And before I look any further, okay, you're not a nitro stout, so I'm not going to get a surprise like I did last week, and I'll end up saving my beer in the glass and not on my desk. That was definitely fun. I'll just behave with it if I just poured in the half can for now. But get all that gasiness out so you're not going to bloat me up. There's a decent head on it, that's for sure. So, but having said that, whilst that's in there like that, ooh, okay. Don't get too close, John. Yeah, they've got a really weird raspberry choc scent to it. Okay, it's like those, just smells like choc coated raspberry lollies. That's what I'm getting. So, but very confectionery style raspberry, not like your fresh kind of raspberry that you'd have, or raspberries that you'd have. It's more like the lolly raspberry, but choc coated. All right. Well, where's my serviette? Because I know exactly what's going to happen as I start drinking that. I have less of a mo on me now, so it'll be a lot easier to deal with. And let's get to the bottom of it. Ooh, you've got a burnt chocolate, or you got a... What is that? Oh wow, that's like a very caramelized, like almost caramelized slash burnt kind of chocolate coating on the raspberry. There's like there's like caramelization there, or there's like a crustiness to it, just like a burnt coating. That's a really nice milk stout, and this is made by Tinnies, I believe, which is no, brewed and canned by, it's called Tinnies. It's brewed and canned by Brick Lane Brewery, Flickland, Australia. There you go. So these guys are out in Hawthorne East. All right. So Tinnies Raspberry Chocolate Milk Stout, which is at 5.1 ABV. All right, so let's do a beer wash, whiskey rinse. See how we go with that. I think that might do me a massive favour on this particular whiskey. Oh yeah, loads of chocolate on that one. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, that nose. That nose. That's epic. Mm. Yeah, you done exactly what I wanted you to do. All right, so that's coated. The beer wash has actually coated the palate for me, and then now that's pulling out a lot of the that's actually made it real creamy, if anything. The raspberries kind of disappeared off the beer a bit, but what it's pulled out of here is it's basically just it's soothed down the ABV, and now I'm really able to like pull out the earthiness from it, and like all those the back end notes, like so it's like I'm really getting like like those like that toasted mushroom with garlic butter all over it, and loads of vanilla ice cream is actually coming on it. Vanilla ice cream over lobster, because that's just what you'd have on a Wednesday night. Or should I say Monday night, being it's a Boilermaker Monday. All right, so yeah, you've done exactly what I wanted it to, as far as the cutting compound was concerned. That's what I was hoping that this particular beer would do. So far, I'm a big fan of what the beer wash and whiskey rinse has done. Now rinse pellet and go whiskey rinse, whiskey wash, and then beer rinse, and then see what that does and see what that pulls out. I'm going to have a lot of fun drinking the rest of this, I know that much. Oh, such a big Boilermaker. All right, so whiskey wash. Mm-hmm. And there's that big ABV that I was talking about. Beautiful. Oh, that whiskey is just absolutely sublime. Oh, I'm shattered. I missed out on a bottle of that. That is so much fun. All right, and beer rinse. Let's see what this does. Wow, okay, now that went completely opposite. So the whiskey's actually put a coating in place where I've lost all the chocolate and the like that burnt like that toasted chocolate coating that I initially got on the beer, and it's just all raspberry now. It's just raspberry and milk on the stout. So this has been a real fun pairing. I've actually had quite quite a good amount of fun with this one. So I'm so glad I chose that beer to go back with that whiskey. So there you go. So with Storm Tossed Kelp on an Isle of Beach and Tinnies Raspberry Choc Milk Stout. If you can get your hands on either of these or both, ideal. But do give it a try because it gets my thumbs up. Well, thank you so much for joining me on that particular review, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I am definitely coming back next Monday with another episode, and that will be whiskey number 3. And of these are all big whiskies. They've just been so much fun to work with. I'll tell you now, I'm most likely going to end up going down the which one is it? Is it Shiver Me Timbers? I think so. Yep, it's going to be Shiver Me Timbers. That's going to be me next week. So it's going to be another Islay whiskey, and it's going to be a younger Islay whiskey. So stay tuned for that one. That's going to be the next one out of the Global Gathering Pack. If you have been able to the best of my knowledge, the SMWS shop site still has 6 of these gathering packs. So if you do want to follow me with these particular pairings for the next 3 more weeks to follow after this, get your hands on a pack, but be quick because last I checked there was 6 of. So jump on the website, grab yourself the pack, and know that we've already had the first 2. And there is going to be cask number 35, cask number 10, and cask number 7 that we'll be trying in the next 3 weeks. So I hope to see you all again for another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. And please do the usual. Like, share, subscribe, support, and keep all the feedback coming, please. I thrive on that. So thank you all so much, and I hope you have an awesome week. And I'll catch you on the next round. Bye for now.